in general inquiry into what does it mean to be alive in a moment where potentially everything, or most of what we know, is under threat. So, and I think this climate change is one of those ideal conditions, because you could say that the kind of format in traditional cultures, with its sort of hierarchies and customs, in a way mitigated against the freedom of the individual. There's a certain degree of conformity required to uphold the cultural values and structures. So now what we've got, why this is a special time, is actually us Westerners, for all our faults, all our privileges, all our blind spots, we're actually liberated from the oppression of those shared, of the worst sides of those. Mature adults to also further mature by being a better example of being human on all levels in the moment would be one way. To have a mature relationship to sickness, ill health, to have a maturing and insightful relationship to loss of power, loss of energy, loss of sexual appetite or whatever, but to be open about it, but in a human way. I think that would be one potential. And then also the gifts. There's an exemplification. All of us have gifts, talents, abilities, histories. So almost being alive in a way to share that opens that up for others. So it's a way of opening it. It's not like I'm convincing you need to be that way to save climate change. I think it's so subtle in the moment. The dynamic is people are extremely sensitive to being sold, convinced, marketed, or whatever. And it's not that approach, but it's exemplifying how to be open and to show other possibilities of living a life of grace and dignity in a moment of collapse. I would say that would be the maturing of maturity, but also opening the shared space for others to step into their best self and co-participate in that best self, sharing this kind of ecologies of care, beauty, truth, goodness. That would be to be the attractors of an island of sanity, as it were, as a kind of contrast to the insanity that's happening around.